Good morning, student. Welcome to the biology class. This video is the continuation videos of our reproduction in plant topic. See, student, in the previous video already we have studied about that what is meant by reproduction. Let us revise. Reproduction means what, student? Producing the new young one of the same kind. It's called as the reproduction. There are two types of the reproduction: sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. What is mean by asexual reproduction? Means only the one parent is involved. There is no fusion of male and female gametes. It's called as the asexual reproduction. And sexual reproduction means the two parents are involved and there is the fusion and formation of the male and female gametes. Got it? This is called as the sexual reproduction. In the previous video already we have seen the types of the asexual reproduction: binary fusion, budding, fragmentation, spore formation, and vegetative reproduction. If you have any doubt regarding this topic, you go through the last video and watch it again properly. Got it, student? From today I am going to teach you the new topic, sexual reproduction. See, student, sexual reproduction in plant means, you know that sexual reproduction means the fusion of male and female gametes. It's called and form the new baby plant. It's called as the sexual reproduction in plant. The flower is the reproductive part of the plant. See, the flower is the reproductive part of the plant. So let us see the structure of plant and let's see the important parts of the plant. See, student, there has given the beautiful flower one by one. I will explaining the parts and the function of the flower. Got it, student? Flower is the reproductive part of the plant and flower help to the plant for the sexual reproduction. In this video I am going to explaining you how does the flower is the reproductive part of the plant. See, student, means first of all you keep it in your mind. What is meant by sexual reproduction? Means the male and female reproductive cell which fuse to each other and form a seed, and whenever we germinate the seed, the new baby plants grow. This is process is called as the sexual reproduction. Let us see the parts of the flower. See, student, this part of the flower is called as the stalk. Stalk means the flower is attached to the shoot. Means, see, this is the branch and the flower is attached to the branch. This part which help the flower to attach the branch, this part is called as the stalk. Stalk is also called as the pedicel. Pedicel. Understood? This is the lowermost part of the flower, and with the help of this part, the flower is attached to the branch. This part is called as the stalk. It is also called as the pedicel. This stalk is the upper, is the broad and flattened part. This flattened and broad part of the stalk is called as the thalamus. Means all parts of the flower is above the thalamus. थैलेमस समझ में आ गया बेटा आपको? थैलेमस क्या होता है? स्टाल का ही ऊपर का पार्ट जो बाद में फ्लैट हो जाता है. एंड ऑल द पार्ट्स ऑफ द इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट्स ऑफ द फ्लावर आर अराइज फ्रॉम द थैलेमस. गॉट इट? थैलेमस, stalk. Next part of the flower is a sepal. Have you seen the flower? And the most time when the flower is in the bud condition, the green sepals are covered it protect the internal part. Means this green color, the lowermost green color part of the flower is called as a sepal. Sepal is a most of the time it is a green in color. It is leaf like structure. Got it? And it encloses the flower. In that the flower is the bud condition, and it is also provide the necessary protection. Got it? Collectively the sepal is called as the calyx. Means individually it is called as a sepal, and some flower as a 5 sepal, some flower are fused in 10 sepal. Means number of the individually the green leaf like structure is called as the sepal, and collectively all the sepal is called as the calyx. Understood, student? What is mean by calyx? Calyx means it is the outermost part of the flower. Next part, important part of the flower is a petal. See, the flower is very attractive. How does it become attractive? It become attractive by the colorful petals. This part of the flower is called as the petal. Petal is very colorful. Why it is colorful? Because the petal attract the insect and it help the pollination. Got it? Pollination I will explain in the next video. Pollination means क्या होता है बेटा? Some flower have only male gametes, some flower have only female gametes. So it is important to transfer the pollen grain from anther to the stigma. This process is called as the pollination, and the colorful petals is become the flower is very attractive, large, bright color, fragrant, and these attractive petals are attract the insect for the pollination. Got it, student? Means the part of stalk, thalamus, sepals, petals are the non-essential part of the flower. Means this part is not help for the reproduction, but it is the necessary for protection, attraction. Got it, student? Let us see the most important part of the flower is the stamen. Stamen is the male reproductive part of the flower. Stamen is also called as the androecium. Stamen का और एक नाम क्या है बेटा? Androecium. Stamen is a collectively, see, there are two main part of the stamen. This thread like part is called as the filament, and this sac like part is called as the anther. See, I will show in the, see student, this is the stamen. This part is called as the stamen. This is the filament. This filament help to attach the flower, and this part of the stamen is called as the anther. It have a bilobe structure like that structure, and this is called as the pollen sac. Anther contain the pollen sac, and in the pollen sac is contain the pollen grain. Pollen grain, and pollen grain is the male gamete. Got it? What is the male gamete? The stamen. Stamen is a form the thread like filament and anther. In the anther it contain the pollen sac, and the pollen sac contain the male gametes. It's called as the pollen grain. Got it, student? What is the pollen grain? See, this is the stamen. It is also called as the androecium. Got it? And it is the male reproductive part of the flower. Next is the female reproductive part of the flower. It is called as the gynoecium. See, this is also called as the pistil. Pistil. It is also called as the carpel. Pistil and carpel, and collectively it called the gynoecium. There are three main part of the pistil. See, this is the base, broad, sac-like structure is called as the ovary. The ovary contain the ovules. Then this is the thread-like structure is called as the style, and this is the stigma. Stigma is the landing portion. It is the sticky. Whenever the pollen grains fall on the stigma, it's stuck to the stigma. These three part collectively is called as the carpel. Also, it is also called as the pistil, and it is also called as the gynoecium. Understood, student? See. This is the structure of carpel. This is the ovary, style, and stigma. The ovary is contain the small ovules. It contain the female cell. Got it? Ovules is the female cell. See, in the androecium we have seen the pollen grain is the male cell. Same like that, the ovules contain the eggs. Egg cell, it is also called ovules contain the egg cell, which is later developed into the seed. Understood? When the pollen grain are transferred to the stigma, and these pollen grain are increase the pollen sac, and in that way the male cells are reaches to the ovules, and when the fusion of pollen grain and ovules form a seed, means the seed is arise from ovules. Understood, student? This is the male gamete, this is the female gamete. Pollen grain is the male cell, and ovules, it contain the egg cell. Understood, student? The structure and the androecium, gynoecium, the stamen and the pistil, it is the essential part of the flower. Got it, student? There are two types of the flower. One is the bisexual flower. Bisexual flower means what? The flower which contain both gametes. See, let us see. This flower is the bisexual flower. Means what, student? The flower which contain both part, male also and female also. जिस फ्लावर में बेटा स्टैमेन और कार्पेल दोनों प्रेजेंट है, this flower is called as the bisexual flower. And the flower which contain only male part, stamen is present in the flower, is called as the, otherwise only pistil is present in the flower, is called as the unisexual flower. Got it? Unisexual means जिसमें एक तो मेल पार्ट है, अदरवाइज एक तो फीमेल पार्ट है. This flower is called as the unisexual flower. There are two types of the unisexual flower. If the flower is contain only stamen, only male gamete, this flower is called as the staminate flower. क्या कहते हैं उसको? Staminate flower. And the flower which contain only pistil, only female gamete, this flower is called as the pistillate flower. समझ में आ गया बेटा? Flower is the reproductive part of the plant, and this flower is arise from the shoot part. Means see, when we are germinate the seed under the ground, this is the shoot part. Later it is convert into the leaf, flower, and this is the root part. Got it? In the next video we will study about that the pollination. Pollination means अगर flower unisexual है, it is very important to transfer the pollen grain from male flower to the female flower. Got it, student? This is called as the pollination. In the next video we will detail study about that the pollination. Thank you.